Hi everyone, it's Luke here at Young Writers, and we are chatting today with the wonderful Fay Lant from the Literacy Trust. So how are you doing today?
Yeah, really well, thanks, Luke. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. I mean, the weather's been absolutely beautiful, so it's quite nice, and the sun is shining, so it's a hopeful day. It's a hopeful day. So first and foremost, you yourself are with the Literacy Trust. So for anyone out there that doesn't quite know the work that you guys do, could you just give us a brief rundown of what it is that the amazing work that you all do over there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are an independent charity. We work to improve literacy skills, particularly in schools and communities who are based in areas who face financial disadvantage. We do that in lots of different ways. So we do loads of work with schools where we deliver programs around reading for enjoyment, around writing, around speaking and listening and employability. We work in communities where there's kind of the most need for our support. So we've got 14 literacy hubs across England at the moment, hoping to go UK wide soon. And then finally, we campaign to make sure that the people who have the power know all of the challenges around literacy and, importantly, what they can do to fix it. And all of the work that we do is underpinned by research as well.
So obviously you guys are the Literacy Trust, and we I think we share a similar love in common. So why is it that you guys focus on literacy? Why is literacy so important to help like bolster these communities and kind of make a difference?
Yeah, I mean, the first reason is that literacy is a challenge in the UK, and that is pretty shocking given that we're one of the most developed countries in the world. Actually, at the moment, 1 in 6 adults in the UK struggles with their literacy. That means they don't have the reading skills you'd expect of an 11-year-old when they leave primary school. So it's a real problem and something needs to be done about it. The reason why it's a problem is because it continues to affect people throughout their entire lives. It has an impact on education attainment. It has an impact on how easy it is for you to get a job. It then has an impact even on things as basic as kind of health and happiness and life expectancy in some areas as well. So it's a really serious problem in this country, and it has an impact throughout people's lives. That's why we think it's so important.
Absolutely. I mean, the work that we do is with those under 18, and it's kind of trying to give those skills while you're in like a key learning stage to then go forward with that. And coming alongside that, we've just launched our new competition called Pandemic Poetry. And there's a bit of a deeper meaning behind this one. We are aiming to try and create somewhat of a community with young writers, young poets. It's for those aged 5 to 18, and it gives them this deeper sense of meaning to writing. They're not just at home writing, it's creating a community. Do you think that's something that is important, that can be quite beneficial?
Absolutely, I know it is. We produced some research last year. We were looking at what was going on for children and young people while they were stuck at home, while lots of children weren't able to go to school, and what was happening in terms of their reading and writing. So in terms of writing, there were two things that came out really, really strongly. Lots of children started to write more. So lots of people exactly in that kind of age bracket that you've described, they started to write more. And the main reasons they gave us for doing that was their creativity. They wanted something that was like a bit of a creative outlet. And the second reason was their well-being. So for some people, that was about trying to deal with and process the difficult things that were going on in the world during the pandemic. And for some people, that was about distraction, actually, and kind of just really being able to switch off from that as well. So yeah, I absolutely agree. Like, writing has been a really important way kind of through the experiences that we've all had in the last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I think that was one of the ideas that came about, actually, was that people are writing more, and they've possibly found the time, and they've maybe given it a go for the first time, or they've kind of fell in love with it, and it's been something that people have used to cope and to develop and to benefit their well-being. And so the competition kind of came around the idea of focusing a creative outlet, something that maybe they've honed throughout the lockdown, and they've used it to create some kind of beneficial impact on maybe their mental health or just passing the time. But so how do you think literacy can help children with creativity, and how it can benefit their mental health?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge factor, isn't it? I mean, poetry in particular, for me, when we did this research during the first lockdown, what we saw was that for children who told us that writing made them feel better, poetry was the #1 thing that they were doing, and the #1 type of writing. And for me, kind of there's a really common sense thing behind that, isn't there? Like poetry distills, it's a really creative process, but also it kind of like distills your emotions, and kind of it is like well-being on a page, isn't it? So
Yeah.
that made a lot of sense to me. Like, given that creativity and well-being were the two key things that came out, I think poetry being a bit of a combination of both of those things was, yeah, that just made a lot of sense to me, that it was such a popular format for young people.
Yeah, definitely. And I think something that both of us, both organizations work towards is that accessibility for all. It's something that's really important to you guys, and it's something that's really important for us. So all of our resources are available UK wide, online, through post. We try and make everything as accessible as possible. We have like send sheets, we use dyslexia friendly fonts, and all of this stuff to try and make literacy, writing, poetry accessible to everyone, no matter where you live, no matter what's going on. It's important that everyone has that access. So why do you think that's so important? Essentially, that everyone can tap into this and use it for their benefit.
Yeah, that's such an important point. I mean, everyone has got something to say, haven't they? Like, everyone's got a story to tell. Everyone has kind of had a different experience in the last year, so everyone's got something that they want to talk about, which they could then write about. So yeah, absolutely, we should be encouraging everyone to be able to participate in this as well.
Definitely. So the competition is open now until the 27th of June, so everyone can get their entries in. There is no line format because we've tried to make it as flexible. It's kind of about showing feelings and dealing with your emotions over the past year. So it's quite fluid, and it's quite write whatever you want, basically what feels right to you. So head to our website to enter, and thank you so much for your time. We wish you the best of luck, as always, with the amazing work that you do. It's really, really important. So yeah, thank you for taking the time to chat with us.
Thanks so much. It's been fun.
Of course. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.